Alright, so today we're going to be multiplying polynomials, and yesterday we did addition and subtraction, so this is just continuing on with multiplication. We'll be doing dividing soon. Alright, so you already are familiar with how to distribute and how to use the FOIL method when you are multiplying two binomials. The only thing that will be really new today is the box method, but you can use it for distributing or foiling. It's just another way of setting up the problem. So don't forget to turn the audio on so that you can find out today's secret word so you get credit for your homework. All right, so here if I look at this term, it's 4x squared. That's a monomial. Since this is a monomial on the outside, I know this is a distributing problem. All right, when you multiply, you're multiplying the coefficients and you're adding the exponents. So 4 times 3 gives me 12, and x squared times x to the fourth is x to the sixth. And then I keep going. So 4x squared times negative 7 is negative 28. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth. 4 times 5 is 20, and x squared times x, that's x cubed, because x squared and x to the first, if I add the exponents, I get x to the third. And then 4 times negative 3 is negative 12x squared. And then just make sure that whatever you have is in descending order. Usually it already is. If not, you can rearrange it. All right, this one is a binomial, 3x minus 5, times another binomial, which is 4x plus 7. Okay, so now I'm going to use the FOIL method. Okay, so I'm going to do first times first. That's 3x times 4x. That's 12x squared. Basically, it's just a way of remembering how to distribute. Then I'm going to do outer times outer, which is distributing my 3x times my 7, so that's 21x. Then I'm going to distribute the negative 5 to both of these terms, so inner times inner is negative 20x, and negative 5 times 7 is negative 35. Okay, then I'm going to add my like terms, so I get 12x squared plus x minus 35. And then I'm all done. Okay. Problem number 3 is a binomial times a trinomial. So FOIL won't work to remind you how to distribute. You could just distribute the x to everything, distribute the 2 to everything, and then you'll be all done. But since this is going to give me 6 different terms, I'm just going to draw out a box to keep myself organized. Okay, so my box should have I can put 2 terms here and 3 terms on the top. So I have x plus 2, and I have x squared minus 3x plus 1. Once you do that, all you're doing is distributing. I mean, it's just a nice way to set it up. So you have x times x squared. Let me use a different color. We have x cubed. And then x times negative 3x, that's negative 3x squared. And x times 1 is 1x. All this is the same thing. It's multiplying my coefficients and adding my exponents. So 2 times x, that's 2x squared. 2 times negative 3x is negative 6x, and then 2 times 1 is plus 2. The nice thing about the box method is when I go to combine my like terms, I can just add my diagonals. So I have x cubed, I have negative x squared, I have negative 5x, and I have plus 2. All right, so make sure when you are done, you're adding like term. Just like we did over here, right? Okay, so here I have a monomial, so I'm just going to distribute. The only thing that's a little weird about this one is you have x's and y's, but otherwise you're multiplying your coefficients and adding your exponents. So 1 times 2 is 2. If I add my exponents, I have x to the 7th and y to the 3rd. And then I have negative 3, x to the 8th, y squared, and plus 4, x to the 6th, y to the 6th, because 3 plus 3 is 6, and 2 plus 4 is 6. All right, this is my answer, and this is totally fine. Although another way to write it is you look at your x's and you go in descending order. So we have negative 3x to the 8th, y squared, and then this would be x to the 7th, and this would be x to the 6th. So that would go next. But you don't have to do that. I would say this answer is totally fine. All right, flip over to the back. All right, so we are looking at a binomial times a trinomial. So we'll do this with the box method. Maybe the next one we won't use the box method. So So we have 3b minus 2c, and here we have 3b squared minus bc minus 2c squared. All right, so I'm going to switch to another color inside the box. So 9b cubed minus 3b squared c, and then 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, and I'm putting my b first and then my c second, just keeping them in alphabetical order. All right, so negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and I'm going to put the b's first and then the c's second. Here I have negative times negative, so that's plus, and I have b, and then c times c is c squared. Then over here I have positive 4 and c to the third, because remember 1 plus 2 gives me 3. All right, so now I'm adding my like terms. So I've got my 9b cubed. I add negative 6 and negative 3, that's negative 9b squared c. Think of it as I've got 1 of something, negative 6 of something, so I should have negative 5 of whatever that something is. So you're not changing. It's negative 5bc squared. And then the last thing is plus 4c cubed. All right, over here, let's not do the box method. We'll just distribute. Now you have to make sure you keep track of everything that's in order. Okay, so I'm going to distribute here the x squared to everything. So x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. X squared times negative 3x is negative 3x cubed. And x squared times 1 is 1x squared. All right, I'm going to use a different color so I can keep track. 2x times x squared, and then keep going. So that's 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times negative 3x is negative 6x squared. And 2x times 1 is plus 2x. All right, and then I'm going to switch to the third color. So we've got 5 times everything. So I'm just going to write over here, 5x squared, negative 15x, and plus 5. All right, so now I'm looking for my like terms. I've got anything that's an x to the fourth, that'll go first. So we have x to the fourth. Then I've got a couple of x cubes. That would be negative x cubed. Then I have a few x squareds. So I have 1 plus 5 minus 6. That's actually 0, so those are actually all gone. All right, and then I've got negative 15 and positive 2. That's negative 13x. And then the last thing I have is just my constant. So there's your final solution. All right, 2 more problems. This time, let's do the box method, because sometimes this can be confusing, right? If you're not good at keeping track of what have I already multiplied, that's the whole reason why I have the box method as an option. So I have a trinomial times a trinomial. So you basically are making like a tic-tac-toe thing. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 4. Over here we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay. So now I'm just going to distribute. I'm keeping my x squared and distributing it to everything else. So I have 2x to the fourth, negative 3x cubed, and 1x squared. Now I'm multiplying negative 5x times everything. So negative 10x cubed plus 15x squared and negative 5x. And then finally I'm multiplying 4 by everything. So 8x squared minus 12x plus 4. And then your job is to add like terms, which remember with the box method it should be on your diagonal. So we have 2x to the fourth minus 13x cubed plus 24x squared minus 17x plus 4. All right, and final question. So we have x plus 2 cubed. What does it mean to cube something? Well, it means to multiply it by itself 3 times. Okay, so I need to multiply x plus 2 times x plus 2. Well, I already know how to do this, right? I can just use FOIL method or distributing. So I'm going to do x times x and x times 2. That's x squared plus 2x. Then I'm going to do 2 times everything. So 2x and 2 times 2 is 4. When I add those together, these are my like terms. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4. So that's what you would get if you just did x plus 2 times itself twice, but now I have to still multiply it by another x plus 2. So now I'm just going to do this times this. And you can choose, do you want to use the box method or do you want to just distribute? So let's just distribute. So I'll do x squared times everything. So I have x cubed plus 2x squared. Then I'm going to do 4x times everything. So I have 4x squared plus 8x. And then I'm going to do 4 times everything. So that's 4x plus 8. And then finally I'm going to add all my like terms. So I've got x cubed, I have 6x squared, I have 12 x's, and I have just an 8. Alright, so your secret word of the day is zebra. So write down zebra, and then you will get credit for your notes. See you in class tomorrow.